pull it off. So those are done. That is locked and loaded. I'm going to pull off the Q cap from here. Set it in there. That is trash now. And then I will take off my 27 gauge, the smaller needle, take it out of this packaging and put it on. Thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome. What's up, fertility fam? We gotta do what? Let's get those babies, ladies.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty.
Ladies, it's injection time. I was editing the other video and I set my alarm for these 11:30 injection. 11:15 is when the alarm goes off, but thank goodness, because I would have lost track of time. And I realized when I was editing, I'm doing the video where I did I attempted to do the first shot and I messed it up with the needles. And I want to clarify, because in that video I said that the 27 gauge was the, I think I said, was the larger one. That's not true. The 27 is the smaller. The 22 gauge is the larger mixing needle. So as the numbers go up, the sizes go down. So yeah, probably did not help and contributed to my mishap. But anyway, so I'm going to do this. I want to say before I pull up my shirt, I am bloated, and I think it's the meds, and I think it's part of the evenings, because while I was editing, I can see that my tummy was getting bigger. I think as the day goes on, I just get a little wider, but it's definitely, like, it's bloated. I haven't gained any weight. I think I might be retaining water, but the scale has not gone up. I just feel like I'm not drinking enough water. If I probably can get in another liter before midnight. I'm gonna do that. But anyway, full disclosure. So I'm just gonna get this going here. We're gonna start with the Menopur, and actually let me do this needle first. Hands are washed. Joe's gonna wash your hands first. Although you end up touching so much stuff, it's not like if somebody else is giving you the injection and they just wash their hand. So that's going off. For the Menopur, the syringe already comes with a needle on there, and it comes with a, I think that's the larger needle. Oh, actually, I'm gonna put on the Q cap. So we use this to mix, and that's what we'll use to get the, to do the mixing, not the other needle, which the Q cap is easier. Having now done the Cetrotide, I think when I have to do the Cetrotide again, I'm going to use the Q cap. So I'm taking off the cap off the dilutant. I'm just rubbing it with the alcohol swab. Actually, I want to lift this up because I'm going to want to push air into this when it goes down. So puncture, press the air down into the vial. This is the dilutant. I'm gonna take this and mix it in, whoops, with the Menopur powder. And you can see that's going in now. I'm pushing it back up just to make it easier to pull back down. I want to minimize the amount of air that's coming in. I will do one more push to get the air out before I inject myself. Now I've got a big gap, but I'm looking up here to make sure this is out. Okay. I think that's off. I'm just going to do one last push. I can see air bubbles going in there. Because I can see the air bubbles, I know there's still liquid in there. Just gonna do a slow drip now. Okay. Then I'm going to push that into the Menopur bottle, wiping this off again with the alcohol swab, puncturing the top, pushing it down into the bottle, and you can pretty much see it going in there. All of it doesn't have to go in this vial, you just need enough to dilute it. You're gonna pull it back up into the syringe. And this, I'm just doing a stirring motion with my hand. I don't know if you like, if I'm drawing a circle on a piece of paper, you don't want to shake it. Or you can, if it's easier, just set it on the hard surface and draw a circle. And then I'm going to take that and put it into the vial. Pushing air up first. And that's empty, so I'm just gonna take that off. I kind of push my thumb underneath the cap just to like give it air and then pry it off. It doesn't just come straight up. It's a little, it gets easier every day as you get more used to it. The only thing I can equate it to is when I was 16, my first job was at McDonald's, and I remember learning how to work the fryer and dropping fries, putting the fries in, dropping the basket. It seemed so difficult when I first started. Like, it was too heavy, it was awkward, I was scared. And then every time you do it, it gets a little bit easier. And then I was flipping fries and not worried about it. And I don't know, that's what it reminds me of. This is kind of the same thing. Like, I'm not sure when I first started, how much pressure, how much can I pull? Can I twist? Will it break? So I was just very ginger with it, and now I'm getting more and more comfortable every day. So fortunately or unfortunately, it's only about 10 to 12 days, so by the time I really get the hang of it, I'll be done. I won't miss it, don't get me wrong, but I feel like maybe they should have hands-on classes with people, and then you can kind of go in and practice, maybe, I don't know, on a cantaloupe with some actual needles and pulling it on and pulling it off, so that you don't have that part of the anxiety. So here I'm pushing air into it just so I can get the air out of my needle, out of my syringe. So there, I'm just keeping an eye on that as it goes up. And I can see the air getting pushed into the vial, which is okay. So right as it gets to the top, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to, it's pushing down, take the contents back into the syringe. Nice thing when you turn it this way, gravity does not force it back into the vial, but gravity does help you pull it out of the vial. Do one more push of air in just to see what I have going on. There we go. So again, I'm gonna pry, just take my thumb and kind of put it under the lip of this and pull that off. There we go. Q-cap, pull it off. So those are done. That is locked and loaded. I'm gonna pull off the Q-cap from here, set it in there. That is trash now. And then I will take off my 27 gauge, the smaller needle, take it out of this packaging and put it on the vial. That goes in there. And this one, I don't know if it's in or not. I just try to close that gap. It doesn't go all the way flush, but it's on. When you pull that off, you can kind of tell it's on, because otherwise that whole thing would come off. I am going to do this in my right thigh. So we're gonna take these guys down. This reminds me that I did it in my left thigh yesterday. So today, this thigh, oh, you know what? I didn't get the numbing thing. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try that again. So it's gonna go over in this thigh. This Band-Aid reminds me on that side. It's just to remind me. So I will leave that in until I just give myself a shot. I am going to numb it up a little bit. I'm going to push the air out. There's quite a bit from here to there. There's air. Push that out. That is deep breathing. I'm not blowing. I just am looking in the direction that I'm breathing. Okay. Needle is in. Gonna let that pinch go, and I'm gonna push it in slowly. And here's where the burning comes in. It's like a stingy, burny kind of feeling. Like if someone's pinching me is what it feels like. Some of you asked about the needle in the thigh. So this is a subcutaneous shot. The instructions say it can go in the front of the thighs, the abdomen area, or the back of the arms. If you have a preference to put all your shots in your belly so that it's closer to your ovaries, I totally get it. It's just not my preference. Almost done. Done. Pull that out. Put the lid on. I'm gonna numb it a little. It's like, yeah, there's blood today. It did bleed. And it raised up a little bit as the medicine was going in. I'm just gonna rub it a little bit with that. And for being a good patient, I get a Band-Aid, a cute one. There we go, that's on. And then I can take off this one. Isn't that happy? Come on, get happy. Okay, so now we just have to do our Gonal F. that is going to be 450 is the dosage. They tell you when you first take it off to inspect it, so just like you want to make sure there are no cracks or odd bubbles in there. If there's a lot of bubbles, there's a separate instruction for how to get the bubbles out, but you don't want air in there because then you'd be putting the air inside of you. So that looks all good. And then I want to put this on. And then my dosage is 450, so I'm just dialing it up. As I move the dial, like now it's at 325, you can see this part is going out, it's pushing out, because this plunger is moving this way to increase the dosage of what's going to go inside of me. And you move that, it is clockwise. So 425, 437, 450. So there's my dosage. There is my larger belly. I took the band-aid off here, so this band-aid was on this side. So this way we're gonna go this side. I'm just gonna numb it up a little bit. So there we go. All right, the injections are all done. I'm going to save that needle. I will take a fresh swab and wipe off the needle for the Gonal F, and then that has to be recapped. So that will go there, and then that goes there. It's important that to not put that back on there. That was in the directions. This does not fit back in the packaging, so I just put it back in the refrigerator like this. This has got to go back in the fridge, as well as the Menopur bag somewhere. Yeah, the Menopur. This is the fridge bag. They came in boxes like this, and then there was one because I don't know how however they had to count it, whatever my script was. I had like 4 in here. So this will all go back in the fridge, and then I'll clean up this various bits of those. But that's it. That is it. So that is 3 days of shots down. Hopefully only 7 to go. I go in the morning for my scan. Please keep me in your prayers. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. And yeah, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. So tomorrow we're looking to see follicle growth. We're looking for the lining to be increasing. Because I'm, cycle day? I have to look at my notes. I went in on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It'll be cycle day 6. So I don't know if we actually need to look at the lining. We probably won't worry about the lining until Sunday, which will be cycle day 8. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's not focus on the lining. Let's hopefully the follicles are growing. There isn't one that's jumped out ahead, and they're all kind of like growing together. And yeah, let's hope the 7 are still in the running. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm rambling. Please keep me in your prayers. You guys are always in my prayers. I'm so glad that you are on this journey with me. I appreciate you. If you're new, I don't think I said that. If you're new, welcome. Let me know where you are in your journey and how I can support you. You probably have now found me because I'm doing IVF, and so you're probably somewhere in the process or curious. Would love to answer your questions. I'm not an expert on IVF. I don't think any one of us knows everything. If we did, we would write a book and everybody would be pregnant. So I think we all can learn from each other, right? And I don't have to make all the mistakes in the world. You don't have to make all the mistakes in the world. We can also learn from each other's mistakes. So like, don't put the 27 gauge needle on to pull obstetricite. That's what I learned as I'm editing my video from last week. Don't make that mistake. The gauges of the needles, the larger the gauge number, the smaller the needle size. I learned that the hard way. I didn't inject it into myself though, luckily, because our tailor had shared that with me, but I did get it mixed up as far as trying to prepare the medicine. But yeah, we live, we learn. I will talk to you ladies later. Have an amazing evening. I hope that you are well. Bye. Baby does to you all.
And the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometimes.